Hello everyone and welcome back to another devlog video. So another couple months has passed since my last devlog for Fusara Duelists, and that's because I had to start all over again. Now, as much as I wanted to continue with this multiplayer idea for Fusara Duelists, I had some difficulties with it.
Behold the tools of creation!
As you can see, I had multiple versions of the multiplayer kind of the game. Each of these versions has a little bit of the game that I would like to show in each devlog video. However, as I continued building up on the game, I came across a bug that I couldn't fix. This bug comes from the player manager where most of the effects of the cards happen. Some of you may remember the foresee mechanic from my obstruction devlog. However, when I tried to implement that mechanic to the game, the host, or player 1, can only activate the foresee object, while the client, or player 2, cannot. The simpler mechanics like drawing cards still work, but without the special mechanics, the game won't have any uniqueness to it. So I came to my thoughts and came to the conclusion that I should go back to what I was making before. So the game will now be back to single player. However, with the experience of Obstruction and Fusara Duelist multiplayer, I now have a full-on plan on what the game is going to be. That plan is a simple recreation of the dungeon run from Hearthstone. However, there will be no minions, and attacking and dealing damage will be different from Hearthstone. Although the game is single player, there will be a multiplayer aspect. This will be done with a leaderboard. I came to this decision through a Reddit post of a released Unity game called Chess Attack. I really like this game, and even though this is a single player game, the inclusion of a leaderboard makes it more competitive to me, so I figured that adding one to my game would make it seem multiplayer. The leader will most likely be about whoever has the most enemies or bosses defeated. However, there might be more than one leaderboard. Who knows? Anyways, with this new version of Fusara Duelists, I can now make a more organized way to make cards, mechanics, and other things. And with a new way to organize the cards, I have improved the foresee mechanic. In Obstruction, I coded foresee to instantiate all 3 cards and then delete the 2 choices that weren't picked. Not only that, I made a whole new C# script for selecting the choices. Now in Fusara Duelist, I organized it so that there is a foresee manager. This manager would activate the 3 choices and then set the choice to their respective cards. And when selected, the manager will add the card to the player's hand. In Obstruction, I used the mouse over method to select a choice, but in Fusara Duelist, I now use buttons, which is a lot easier and less coding to do. And one final adjustment I did to the foresee manager is adding a way to foresee multiple cards at once. Here I have a card that would discard my hand, and then I would foresee 5 cards to add to my hand. And as you can see, while the foresee choices are up, I can't play other cards, and even between foreseeing other cards. You also might have noticed the movement of the cards. I was able to sort of animate the cards by using the move towards method, which sets the position of an object to move closer to a point. In Fusara multiplayer and Obstruction, the cards would snap back to their original space, but I used an empty object instead of the card itself so that the card would move to the empty object that snapped back in place. This is very good since it can act like the animator for the cards. And that is all for now. There's a lot of things that I did in this new version of Fusara Duelists, but I'll save that for another video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!